Hey, meaning to do this video for a little while. I play all over. I'm Northern Virginia area. I'm Nashville, Key West, anywhere. And people always ask me what brand of guitar I have. So I thought I'd do a little video telling you guys about my guitar. This is called Fair built, and it's built by a guy named Marty Fair. You can see his name right in there. That is his dog's head insignia. I don't know if he uses it anymore or not. But Marty is a local guy, and he lives in Virginia, not too far from the Shenandoah and the Potomac rivers. And he lives up in the mountain there, and he built a shop so that he can leave his house, walk about 20 yards, and go to work. And he's been known around here for years. He would give away one of his handmade guitars or mandolins or something for a big festival we've had around here for years. But he's also a licensed Martin and Taylor repair guy. And I was at one of the shops where he did the repairs, and I was talking to the guy that ran, and I was in their guitar room, with hundreds of guitars, trying different ones out. And I thought I was going to go Martin. I played some Martins and liked them, but man, I ended up really loving the Taylors. So I asked the guy, Rick, I said, hey, what do you think about Marty Fair's guitars? He said, go buy one. And I said, well, you're losing a sale? And he said, man, to compete with the guitar centers of the world, we have to mark them down like crazy. He said, I don't make any money on these guitars. He said, everything's on peripherals, strings and whatever. So I went to Marty and I said, hey, I'm really interested in a guitar. And told him I love the Taylor 814 CE. Could he, do something like that? And he said, yeah, absolutely. So I went over to his shop. He's got a humidor there, and we started talking about exactly how we'd like to make it and what wood we would use. He let me pick out the wood, and it took about 6 or 8 months, and 20 years ago. So I have been hammering on this thing for 20 years. So you're figuring, some years 120, 150 gigs, practices. I mean, this thing's gotten a lot of use, and it's just wonderful. Probably not a lot of street value to it. It's not a name, but absolutely wonderful instrument. Fair built guitars, you can find them online. Now, even though we modeled this off the 814, this is called the Mungus, which I did not know. I played this guitar for years, and I didn't know it was a Mungus. There was this guy that kept coming out, a guy I know, and he kept saying, hey, that's a Mungus. And I was like, no, it's a Fair built. I didn't know he was talking about the model. I thought maybe Mungus was a company or something. And he got all annoyed, and finally reached out to Marty, and I said, hey, what's the model number? Or what do you call this? And he goes, oh, that's a Mungus. And I was like, oh, this poor guy, I've been telling him it's not a Mungus. So I felt bad. Or yeah, I've been telling him it was, But anyway, let me tell you about the guitar a little bit. So you already saw that dog's head, which I don't think he uses that anymore, but that was his insignia many years ago. And let's start with the bracing inside. It's a cross bracing. I don't think Taylor does this anymore. I like it. It seems to give a nice resonance. When you put that together with the type of wood, which this is cedar, and for those of you that know the music, cedar is a very warm wood, but it's also very soft wood, which means it gets beat up pretty easily. And you can see, all those little marks and stuff in there. And I take it into Marty, and about once a year or so, I'll get it repaired. And he takes a lot of care of this thing. I mean, it's his baby too, I guess. But between the cedar and that bracing, and then I have what's called Ziricote. Now Ziricote is probably not PC. It's a Brazilian hardwood. Similar, people have asked me, is that rosewood? And it's not. And Marty's an environmentally conscious guy. What he said to me was, listen, if you'd like it, I'll use it. Somebody gave it to me for free, and he said, I'm not going to charge you up for it. He said, it just seems like a shame that somebody would have cut this piece out and then it's not used. And I thought, yeah, I'd love it. It's gorgeous. A little heavy because the hardwood's heavy. I mean, when I play a 3-hour gig compared to, I have a Taylor 414. I notice a difference on my back if I'm standing, but I think between the cedar and the hardwood and that cross bracing, the resonance, it's just such a warm, round sound. I absolutely love it, and I get a lot of compliments on it. Love it, love it. I'm not much of a picker. But the action on it is beautiful. You know, and I do a little finger picking. Some of y'all know me, but and it's just so easy to play. So I absolutely love it. And then he added some cool things. Well, we have a mahogany neck. And if you notice the neck there, of course, you can see where it's dark from all my years of playing up on the neck. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of a line here. Maybe you can see it. But it's kind of got a V in it. And I had said to him, you know, I don't have big hands. A lot of guitar players have really long fingers, big hands. Not all of them, but on the acoustic, it helps. The electric's not as important. But I said, can you make it a little bit more narrow and fit my hand? Maybe put a little V in here so that and he did, you know, so he's got that little line there, and it just runs up through, and it makes it really easy to play. And whenever I've lent it to friends, they're always like, man, this thing's easy to play, and I think that's a big reason. That little thing doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a teeny bit narrower of a neck than maybe a normal acoustic guitar or the normal